What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we are checking out Cliff Empire, a game about... So listen, let me pitch you an idea. Did you ever think about building an empire on top of a cliff? Well then, if you answered yes to that question, I may have a game for you. This is a game that does exactly what it says it does. A post-apocalyptic, sci-fi, future city-building game where you've got limited economy as far as spacing goes, and you've got to choose very, very carefully where you want to put all of your different resources in order to start generating a profit that you can send on back to the mothership. This game is pretty cool, and so I recommend you check it on out. Let's play the game and see what it's got on offer. After a nuclear war in the past decade, the surface of the Earth was covered with a layer of radioactive mist. Several thousand people found shelter on an orbital station. Those who stayed had time to build artificial cliffs on the surface to give a chance for the future generations to return home. Alright, so here we are. We're going to go on the default game mode for right now. Alright, and so we need to build a storage, but first we need to generate a level that we find to be appealing. Let's generate some levels out here. This one's got a little bit of water, like a river runs through it. And then it's got a little long boy right there. I wanted like a big, beefy, fat boy island. That's what I want. Okay. Alright, I could see that. So this is the north coast right here. I like this island right here. I definitely... Oh, the game is like running right now while I'm generating levels. We should probably like pause that real fast. I didn't realize that it wasn't paused by default. That's something we're going to have to sort out with time. I do like these islands that have the big bodies of water on them, but I'm actually looking for something a little bit smaller as far as water bodies go. Yeah, like that'll do it right there. This is a little bit more complicated. Like I think we'll have to build like a lift right there or something like that to allow people to get in between those two. But this starting location looks pretty good to me. Yeah, I think so. So over here, we've got cryptocurrency. So we've got Heaven Water, which is apparently the name of this island. So that's going to allow us to have $1,200, or I guess $12,500. Sounds pretty good. There is a place that we can go in here that will show us what the power supply looks like in these various areas. And if we wanted to check that, we just click on the little I button right here. So we know that this area has 100% windiness and 100% sunshine. So this place is going to be a pretty good place to start. But if we go over to here, you'll see that we have less sunshine and less windiness, so it's going to be harder to generate electricity over there. Whereas these guys, so this is obviously the place to start. So we want to start right here because batteries are going to be a big thing in this game. We're going to need to be able to like package batteries in tons on this island right here, and they're going to need to export to these other islands because these guys aren't really going to be able to satisfy their own power needs. This place might be able to just off wind generation, but this place over here, well, they can do it a little bit off of sunshine. So, but this is going to be our main battery farm. So we'll start out right here. It wants us to build a storage. So I think that's a pretty good idea. And in order to do that, we're just going to click on the island right here. Then we're going to go over to this cog, and we've got our storage right here. So we can take this, and we can choose a location for it. I don't know exactly where I want my storage to be, but I'm going to put it right there. Spaceship comes down. We've got a pretty rad spaceship. I'd fly that spaceship. That thing is aesthetically pleasing. Look at that spaceship right there. It's like halfway in between like a Corellian cruiser and like a Star Destroyer. It looks good. Drop that thing off. Oh, we get $250 for that? I'll take $250 for just about anything. Throw that on in the stack. So we need a landing platform and we need room for 15 citizens. I don't recall which menu. It's inside the population one. All right. So we want to click on that, and then we're going to go to our population menu. And we need a landing platform, which is right there. And we can choose the location for this wherever we really want it to go. But just be aware. So if we want the landing platform, it's going to have to go like right there. It looks like we can't sneak it into either of those spots. We may be able to sneak it in right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it right there. That sounds good to me. Robots, get to work. That's right, our storage area comes with fun little additions like giant helicopter-sized drones that do all of our construction for us. They're bigger than a construction crane. God knows the amount of kerosene it requires to fly one of these things, but we're not going to question that right now because the world's been wiped out. All of the fuel and water and resource problems have been fixed. There's only like 10,000 humans left. Traffic is much better. The sky is no longer filled with smog. People aren't leaving large residential areas because they already left, because they're dead. Now, we also need housing for 15 citizens. So, we can go with a small house right there if we really wanted to. We can go with a medium residence, or we can go with a residential complex. Oh, they've also got like expensive housing over here too. And they've got eco houses and personal villas. I don't think living in the utilitarian world in which we dwell is a good idea to have personal housing. We're going to have to keep things a little bit dystopian for a little while. You know, dystopia has like two definitions in the original Greek depending on how, like, utopos. Like, dystopia, like, utopia has two separate meanings depending on how you pronounce, like, the last syllable. Like, one is the way, like, things are perfect. And if you pronounce it the other way, it means that which cannot be. Kind of an interesting word like that, isn't it? Kind of a unique word. Let's do a medium residence around here. That'll hold 26 tenants. Well, yeah. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Let's go ahead and drop that off right next to the storage facility right there. I may be going through my resources a little bit rapidly. But as far as I see it, we've got 105 steel left. So why panic too hard when we're kind of going through a bit of a glut as far as spending resources goes? And plus we have that baller spaceship. If anything goes wrong, they can just come pick us up and we'll go back into space. We'll like mine some asteroids, beat up some aliens, take their stuff and do what we have to do in order to secure the future of the human imperium. We're making a hive world right now. There we go. Another 250 bucks right there. We need to settle 15 citizens, and it actually is going to do that automatically. Take a look. Here comes our little landing craft. Oh, it almost missed. You saw it swung to the side like that, right? Oof. That wouldn't have been good. We would have all just stood on the edge of the deck right there and been like, well, now what do we do? Hello, little citizens. The little door opens, and out they come. If I remember right, they're like little cardboard cutouts. Oh, they're little people now. They used to be 2D, so these used to be little, like, it had like 2D cartoons that would come out of here and they'd like waddle their way into the village. Now they've actually made like real citizens that all appear to be wearing G-strings. That's fine. You know what? If that's the style nowadays, we got to do what's popular with the kids. We got to convince people to settle here. Like, listen, if you want to wear a G-string, you wear that G-string. We need to generate a power surplus. Okay. Let's take a look at our power situation. So we can go with a solar power station right here, or we can go with a smaller solar power. So that gives one workplace. That gives two workplaces. At the moment, our population appears to be greater than 15. You have 15 people trying to settle here. So we should have room for this, I think. So let's just put down the power grid right there. We'll generate all of our electricity right here. Holistically homegrown, gluten-free sunshine. You always got to make sure that your sunshine doesn't have any soy or anything else in it. You know, no peanut-free sunshine to make sure nobody has a reaction. A little bit more money right there that we can add to the stack. They want us to build a battery station. So what's going to happen is sunshine's going to come in and it's going to get packaged into batteries. And then we're going to take this to a separate facility, charge those batteries up, and then they get taken back in so that they can be moved around and you end up with excess power. At the moment, it looks like our electricity is at 100% efficiency, so we're looking pretty good. There's 6 workplaces right now, 15 people, so we've got like 9 more spaces until we really need to think about adding more people to this whole adventure. So the battery station, it actually only takes up 1 square, and so we can kind of wedge that back here if we really want to. One of the unique things about this game is it's like a game of scale, where if you like zoom out on this thing, it doesn't really seem like you have that much space, but you actually do. You've actually got a reasonable amount of stuff that you can get underway. So battery station, go do your thing. We'll charge up a couple of batteries. We'll add some people over here. The workers should move in automatically. You don't need to worry about allocating that yourself.
Construction completed.
And so now what will happen is this will generate electricity, and everything that's in surplus to what we need in order to run that building and this building right here will be converted into a battery, as you can see right there, in a very Anno-type way. I've always felt like this is one of those games that definitely modeled itself after Anno a little bit with the way that it functions, because it's not a city builder in the sense that like City Skylines is. This is a game where like people upgrade, and the happier they are, the more stuff they have and the more options you have. And so I've always liked that, though. I never really had time to dive into the new Anno, and it really disappoints me. I've always wanted to, but I just haven't really gotten around to it. I love city builders. I enjoy the hell out of them. They're actually one of my favorite game genres. But the new Anno 1800 or whatever, I played a couple episodes for the channel way back in the day, and then after that I just really didn't dive any further into it. Maybe at some point I'll give that some of my personal time so that we can dig our way through. As I recall, it was on Uplay or something like that, though, and I'm not a big Uplay guy. Like, I have a Uplay because I kind of have to for my job, but it's sort of like Twitter, you know? Like, I don't really like it, but I have it for my job, which, speaking of which, my Twitter is down below in the description. You should go there and hear my thoughts. No, I tend to talk about things more in depth. Like, I'll talk about things in a video, and then usually I have thoughts after the fact about the game that I forgot to express. So it's a good place to get stuff like that. Also, you get notifications for my stream or whatever, so that you can come hang out every single day on Twitch, because I need more friends. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. Apparently, our overall efficiency is going down. I don't know if we have to deal with nighttime or not in this game. If so, we're going to have to figure out another way to get some more wind going. 200 bucks right there. Keep on adding that crypto. We need a water extraction station. Okay. So we've got 80 drinking water right now, but it wants us to produce a little bit more. I think we're going to need more people before we do anything else, though. I don't know how many people are going to have to work at the water extraction place, but we've got a water extraction place right there. Yeah, 5 people can work in the water extraction. Let's save that little spot right there. Maybe I'll build another utility right there. That seems all right. We only have 2 people, though, so maybe I'll add another residence, too. I know it didn't tell me to do it, but I think I might do it. We'll just add like a little residence right there to maintain our grid. This would be kind of a creepy place to live. Like, can you imagine working in those windows right there, just looking out over the world like that? That'd be wild. I am terrified of heights. Like, I didn't even know I was afraid of heights. I took my wife to San Francisco for a vacation, like a little weekend vacay.
New citizens arrived.
Oh, good. They're bringing in more people. Sweet. 2 more people coming through. So anyways, I took my wife to San Francisco for the weekend, like a couple years ago, for when I was going to propose on our anniversary. We stayed at the top of a building that was like 80 stories, and we were on like the 74th floor or something like that. And like, oh my God, that is really high up. It is super high up. I didn't know I was afraid of heights until I was looking out the window of that hotel room and was just like, oh my God, I don't like this at all. Like, I swear to God, my wife said she couldn't feel it. To this day, I swear to God, I could feel the building moving in the wind. Like, I don't know if I was actually feeling that or if my brain was making it up, but it was gnarly. Frankly, I was horrified, I was shocked, and I was terrified for my safety. Oh, nice. 13 more people coming in, so now we've got way more places for people to work. Yeah, these guys should just go, like, straight to work and start popping out some water. Exactly. Come in here, pee in the funnel, we'll run it through a filter, you won't even notice that it's urine. If you think that's not how your water works, unless you're on well water, if you're inside of a city or a township, you're probably drinking somebody else's pee every time you turn on the tap water. They use reclamation centers for all that. Just letting you know, it's an unpleasant truth. I mean, they run it through like 1,000 different filters. They have like sediment tanks, they have sedimentation rooms, they have filters and blacklight systems and all that kind of stuff. Like, it literally comes out cleaner than it probably would be if you drank it out of a river or a creek or whatever. A lot of people don't like to think about that. If your house is on well water, then no, you don't really need to worry about that. If your house is on well water, you're solid. You're getting your own supply. But that comes with its own problems. If you're on well water, a lot of things can go wrong with well water. Let's see here. We can have a large open crop field, or we can have an indoor crop field. This place is sunny, though, so I can't imagine it's really going to negatively affect us that much if we do it this way. We need 2 water and 1 grain in order to do this. And pop that on in there. How many workers do these take? We'll put in 2 for right now, just to make sure that we've got everybody taken care of. Oh, it wants me to do 3? That's even better because then it makes this fill in the grid properly.
Small construction completed.
I don't know if we have enough water. We got to wait for this water to get done right here before the final field is actually going to be available. Oh, it only takes 1 worker per field? Nice. Okay, well, there's our little crop field right there. I can't imagine that that's going to be enough to feed an entire city, but we'll give it our best college try. I assume that we're popping out batteries right now like crazy, right? Yeah, we've already got 50 batteries. I'm going to have to figure out something to do with those things. I think some buildings run off of batteries, if I remember right. So we need a matter mine. That way we can make more generic matter. Don't question it. It's just the way that this game functions. Oh, the drones take care of the fields? Or are the drones picking stuff up from the fields? What are the drones doing right now? Are they like lasering the corn to make it more healthy or something? It's toasted. Let's see. Can you tell I've been watching Mad Men lately? I'm pretty sure every interesting thing I've said during this episode was from Mad Men. That's what happens. I watch things and then I absorb. And then I regurgitate for you. And they wanted a matter mine, huh? Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Alright, well, in you go, matter. Well, I think maybe they were watering the grain or something. Like, I don't know. I'm not super sure.
Large construction completed.
It's growing. I'm wondering if it doesn't actively update while you're looking at it. Although everything else does, so why wouldn't that? That's it. We gotta sit here and look at it and see if it goes up to 10%. We're not really doing much anyways, so like, eh. Oh, it did. It does actively update. Apparently, it just takes a really, really long time. We don't want to overdo it right now with our building. Trust me, it's very, very easy during the beginning portions of this game to overexpand and build stuff that, like, you don't need and just get carried away. And I promise you, it will bite you in the ass as time goes along, and you'll end up basically, like, soft-locked and unable to do a whole lot. You'll run out of credits is really the main problem if you just go nutty with the building. I'm pretty sure at some point we've also got to build ourselves like a tax center or something like that so that we can start collecting credits from everybody. But I don't know exactly when that happens. Apparently we also have defense turrets and things. That's new. I was unaware that there was threats in this game. So apparently you can fight off enemies now as well. It wants me to settle more citizens. Well, I will settle with the fact that I need to get to work on that. How much does a residential complex hold? Like a lot? 52 tenants. That might be overkill. Let's maybe, like, keep this. Maybe I'll rotate them just to make it look a little bit different right here with our little parkways. I'm going to prioritize saving space as much as possible as we get further into this play because obviously it's going to kind of get full eventually. At some point, you are going to be able to get more drones. I don't remember exactly how you get them, but I do recall being able to get more drones at one point or another. These seem to be growing really, really slowly. Then again, it gets like +5 grain for every time it completes. So you're not just getting +1. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Do we have more citizens coming through? You guys want to, like, descend from on high? Yeah, exactly. Descend from the stars. Come and join us here on this new social project that we're all pulling so hard to make happen. We're down about 1,600 crypto right now, which is a bummer. We'll break positive eventually, though. Like, you should be able to take some of this stuff and turn it into good things. So apparently we can also repay and issue loans once we get the town hall. If you can't see the mouse cursor, you can also turn that on. That'll illuminate things. I don't really see the need to do so, though, because it's kind of overpoweringly bright. I bet you it'd be crazy down here. I bet you it'd be like the Wild Wild West. Sans, you know, sans Will Smith in this area. Like, it'd be hard to enforce law and order in a place like this. So, we wanted to go with a town hall. There it is right there. A town square. Never mind. Where's a town square at? Let's take a look and find out. It's in the business district. All right. Office building, central bank, market, town square. There you go. So we can have a town square so that we can have fun things like civic meetings And be like, hey, you guys. I'm going to put that like right in the middle of everything. I want them to walk through the most beautiful part of our city as they're coming in and just wonder at the marvels of terrestrial life. Some of these people have gotten weak in the lack of gravity, all right? We need to make them strong again and make them remember what the wind feels like on your face, what the sunshine feels like when it warms the shirt on your neck, you know?
Objective completed.
So this has workers right here. Apparently we're generating 5 credits at a time now, so that's pretty cool. We need a maintenance center. Where is that at? It's in the security section? Ah, well, there's that law and order that we were discussing. So at the maintenance center, what does this do? Monitors the condition of equipment in industrial facilities and have a special station for quick water refilling of fire drones. Oh, it's a fire station. Okay. We're going to need an engine, though, for that, and I don't think we have any engines. I'll put it over here next to all the residences because I want to protect those over, like, everything else. Did we start with engines? Because if we didn't start with engines, I don't see any possibility that this is going to go very well. I'm pretty sure the matter mine produces, like, pollution or something like that, too. Yeah, it messes with the ecology. That's what it was. So on the planet, you've got to balance your ecology. So you got to build parks to balance out the fact that you've got, like, matter mines and things.
Medium construction completed.
Well, there's 2 people hanging out in the town square like it's a romantic comedy. Just singing. Oh, 3 people. Okay, I'm getting freaky out here. All right. All right, I respect that. I respect that. Sometimes you got to get freaky. I think you freaky. Well, next up, it wants a 3D printing facility so that we can take our matter and we can turn it into engines and furniture. I don't know if that's an intensely good idea for right now because we're barely generating matter fast enough to really do anything. It's the part that kind of confuses me, is that we've got 21 spaces left for more people to work at. I mean, I guess we can give it a go. I don't think it's a great idea, but consumes 7 kilowatts. How many kilowatts are we generating right now? We're generating 72. There, I think there's a button we can push that will give us the regression that I desire for how much power we have left, like our there it is right there. Sorry, it was on my screen as I was speaking about it. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. So we've actually only used 30 of our power grids, so that's not too bad. And we've got plenty of spaces left for people to live inside of, so that's good. This is probably going to negatively affect the ecology. So we have unused production points. Well, I guess go ahead and make me an engine. And then they wanted furniture or something like that, right? Yeah, go ahead and make me some furniture too. Engine and a furniture. That's going to eat through our matter pretty quickly. So we may reach a point where we kind of just need to sit around for a little bit and wait for our matter to come back. Or we may need to build a secondary matter mine, which I wish I had done over here. I very much wish I had put the matter in a different spot. I can choose a building upgrade. So we can turn it into an eco building. We can mess with the ecology more, but it'll do double production for a little while. Okay. It'll also extract debris. Do I want debris? Like, I'm as big a fan of cheese as anybody else, but is that something we actively need right now? Is that necessary? We're still producing over here, so you know what? Whatever. So now we're producing again. I've been skipping through the nighttime because apparently everybody has a work shift, and like at nighttime nothing happens. It's just like dead around here, and so there's really no point including that in this little impressions video, although honestly we've done this game before, so my impressions are positive. But every time I come back there's new stuff added to this game, and that pleases me. I like it when developers fall through and stuff, and with this game you could tell they had a very distinct idea that they wanted to run with. Let's go ahead and stop that stuff right there. I think we're good on that production. We need to start building up a little bit more matter. They want me to do a trading portal, and they want me to make money through the portal. You can also establish trade in between, so these will be separate settlements that like know each other but are not a part of each other. You can also trade in between settlements if you really want to, which is a pretty sweet little feature. For a trading portal, I assume that's over here somewhere. We have a market. Oh, it's an industry, I guess. So I guess I learned a new thing today. Yeah, there's our trading portal. It's kind of beefy. It's kind of large. It's kind of rotund. What's it going to cost me to... Oh my god, it's going to cost me so much matter. It's going to cost me so much matter. Alright, I think we're going to need another matter mine before we do anything else. It's going to be somewhat requisite, I think. Yeah, we'll drop another matter mine over there, even though I'm pretty sure we can't afford it. Yeah, we need 10 matter in order to get that done. Bit of a bummer right there, but that's what I'm talking about, is you're going to hit stop gaps in this game where you're just going to have to sit and watch the city do what the city does for a little while. And it happens from time to time. Some other city builders do offer a smoother experience in that regard, where you don't get, like, you don't get stuck during the beginning processes. Honestly, I kind of feel like we should tank the ecology in order to get extra matter. Yeah, I'm going to do it. It was pricey, but I think it was worth it. So we've got a power drill now, and that's going to be producing double. We can offset the cost on our ecology a little bit by making this one right here. We can make this one into an eco mine. It's still going to hurt us, but I think that should mostly take care of our matter problems. I do wish that I could speed up production on this thing ever so slightly, but unfortunately at maximum workers, we're only producing the matter that we're producing. So, you know, what's the matter? Well, we just can't get enough matter. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me for Clifftop Empires. I like this game. It's a little lightweight city builder that I think people that enjoy city builders that are looking for something a little bit different, where it's about space management, and less so if you're into the game called Islanders, it's kind of like that almost, just more in-depth. It's a game about space. It's a game about maximizing all these little squares that you have and deciding when you should build things here versus when you should build things on other islands, what your islands should specialize in so that they're all copacetic and pushing in the same direction. And I think that's a unique idea. Like, I think that's an idea that works very, very well. And this game has flown under the radar for a long time. So anyways, check it on out. I'll have a link for you down in the description. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on your way out the door. It helps me out as a content creator. Aside from that, my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie gaming every single day so that you don't have to. I'll be back with something hot and fresh off the skillet tomorrow. That you can be certain. How you doing? Take care, everybody. It's been a blast.